Well, let's pull in Hilmar Schneider from the Institute for the Study of Labor. Let's talk about this labor market. Mr. Schneider, thanks for joining us today. It is hard to believe that in Germany we have such a shortage right now of highly skilled workers. How did that happen?
Actually, this is not a new phenomenon. We had it already before the crisis, we had it during the crisis, and now it's becoming more and more prominent. And that has something to do with demographic change and also with our educational system, which is not able to provide as much as young, qualified workers as the economy is needing.
Is it the education system, or is it the fact that there aren't enough young people saying, hey, I want to be an engineer, I want to be a researcher or a scientist?
Well, at least the educational system is not attractive enough to attract young people to go for engineering.
Leaving the country too, right? Where maybe the pay is better.
Well, but I think this is not frightening, because, I mean, this is an exchange process, which is quite natural. But the fact that we are missing 20,000 engineers per year, that's a gap between the demand by firms and what is coming out of the educational system. That's the problem.
Let's take a quick look at the labor market over the past 2 years. We've got a graphic for our viewers here. If we look back over the past 2 decades, the number of unemployed was really a non-stop story of climbing and more climbing. Now, in just the last couple of years, unemployment has fallen back to levels we haven't seen since 1992. Mr. Schneider, how low can we go with this?
Nobody really knows, but if we are able to manage to return to the decrease of unemployment figures that we had before the crisis, that was 500,000 per year, we will end up with less than 2 million in 2012.
Well, I know the politicians here in Germany certainly are hoping that you are correct on that. Mr. Schneider, stay with us. There's some more we want to talk about. And we want to kind of change gears for a minute. What good is a job if it makes you sick? An interesting question. Sometimes the workplace can make people so depressed that they are no longer able to do what they were hired to do. In Germany, studies show that most people who go into early retirement do so because of depression-related conditions. Now, this ends up costing companies billions of euros. Our next report on a company that believes the best therapy for depression in the workplace is prevention in the workplace.
Miserable, exhausted, so stressed out I thought I just couldn't go on. I didn't know what to do, which way to turn.
Showing weakness in front of his colleagues was unthinkable, so this man hid his depression. Like many others, he acted as if nothing was wrong.
I closed myself off at work. Maybe people didn't notice because I'm the quiet type.
At Unilever in Hamburg, they've decided to speak openly about a subject which is still taboo in many other companies. When employees feel overwhelmed and unable to cope, company doctor Olaf Czarnecki takes action. He and his colleagues offer things like in-house fitness programs to help employees achieve a better work-life balance. That's vital in today's fast-moving employment world.
These days we can no longer just sweep the problem under the carpet. We can no longer afford to ignore sadness, depression, and extreme fears. In the environment we're in, they quickly render us unable to function.
Big global players like Unilever can't afford to be idle. The firm's communications director knows that in Germany, 1 in every 10 people on sick leave has a psychological, not physical condition. This has a negative effect on productivity and profits. Unilever sees promoting health management as a solution.
If we deal with it openly, it gives employees the chance to talk to us about a whole range of problems. Everything from mild depression to drug issues. And ultimately, a worker who's physically and mentally fit does the best work for us.
Unilever offers its staff the chance to seek help from outside experts at the Fürstenberg Institute. Just coming here and admitting he was suffering from depression was tough for this Unilever employee, even though his employer wasn't informed. Finally, the 49-year-old was able to talk about his problems in confidence.
You don't know how you can possibly go on. And then your company offers you something that might help. For me, it was the lifeline that could help me get out of the situation.
Patients are treated by a team of psychologists, social workers, and educators. Companies pay a monthly fee based on the number of employees. Shell, Metro, Aeon, these are among the big names on the Fürstenberg Institute's growing list of clients.
Increasingly, we're seeing senior managers and board members suffering from burnout. That was unheard of 4 or 5 years ago. It's something new. And as bad as it sounds, it does have the advantage that once managers are affected, they show more understanding for their workers.
This Unilever employee has accepted his illness and overcome his fears.
It's done me a world of good, the job security, and having your bosses accept and respect you for dealing with your illness.
Well, as we heard, talking about the problem is certainly an important step. Let's pull back in Mr. Hilmar Schneider from the Institute for the Study of Labor. Mr. Schneider, what has happened in the workplace in Germany in the last couple of years that has made so many people unhappy?
Well, this is not a German phenomenon, but we observe worldwide that the psychic stress in the workplace has increased and that there are more and more people failing in managing this type of stress. And in a world where skilled labor is becoming scarce, firms are more and more thinking about how to cope with the problem.
I mean, it sounds like you're saying the culprit here is globalization and people are being asked to do more with less.
Well, that may be a problem, but on the other side, there are workers who are able to manage it. So those who are not able to do so may have problems that can be solved by mental assistance.
Okay, very quickly, Mr. Schneider, would you say that this is a growing problem? Are we going to see more cases of work-related depression in the next 5 to 10 years?
It may happen, but I also see a positive development. Since workers are becoming a rare good, firms will do a lot for making workers feel comfortable at the workplace.
All right, Mr. Schneider, thank you very much for talking with us today.